think we can all agree in Minecraft that doing this is great the first day, but punching trees, you know, it's not the most exciting thing in the world. Now, as I'm sure most of you already know, in the latest snapshot, something very interesting was introduced, which I really wasn't expecting, and that is the fact that TNT now drops 100% of the items that it breaks. So, in theory, we should be able to stop this mindless tree punching and hopefully fully automate this. Now, I think it's safe to say that we did a pretty decent job on the concrete converter machine that I created in the previous Redstone video, so hopefully we can take forward some of the techniques that we used here and actually convert them for use in a tree farm. I could do this all day long, by the way. I mean, this is probably one of my favourite things to do at the minute. So, naturally, the first thing that we need to do is we need to actually make some form of tree farm, which, I mean, shouldn't be too difficult because I've made tons of these in my time. Alright, so here is our little outline of pistons. That there is where the tree grows. These blocks right here are the pushers and the crushers of leaves and everything like that. And then, I guess, somewhere over here, this is probably where the piston pusher is going to be going, that is going to be pushing our trees across. And in theory, that should all be working. I mean, that's quite a fast little elegant solution right there. Nice. I mean, I swear I used to overcomplicate these things massively because I don't remember the design being this simple. It did, however, have some inefficiencies, and I fixed those later on in the video. And now we have all of the leaf crushers as well. So when a tree grows, that's the farm activating. So that is the main bulk of the tree farm. I mean, that's all done. All we have to do now is place a roof on the top of it to make sure that the trees don't grow completely out of control. And that is all completed. So that was nice and easy. Now all we have to do is actually do the TNT element, which is the slightly more exciting part. And this idea is what I've come up with to allow this whole thing to actually function. So what this is going to do is it's going to split up the tree trunks into lines a little bit like this. And then what we're going to do is we're going to compact those lines. So, actually, now I think about it. Okay, so we need to... What we'd need to do is we'd need to push that down like that. We'd then need to push it across. And then we'd need to push one of these up like this. And then we'd also need to push it across. So that means that all those logs would go in a line like that. And then I suppose, I mean, we could leave a gap. We don't need to worry too much about that one, because I think if any TNT lands in the middle there, it's going to explode it, surely. I've realised now that I'm doing this in a slightly more complicated way, and in fact the 3 pistons should go on the left-hand side and the 2 pistons should be on the right-hand side, but regardless of that, this circuit setup should hopefully function. So I'm going to start running some saplings through this thing, and we'll see if it works. So here comes the interesting bit then. You placing a sapling. Ooh. That didn't look like it worked. I mean, it's really difficult to tell because everything happens quite fast. Let's try again. So if we planted a tree... I mean, I didn't see anything fired then. I don't know about you guys, but that... How peculiar. It turns out, as always, I'd just forgotten a repeater. Wait, what? Okay, interesting bug. Yeah. Dispense bone meal all the time now. That's got to be a bug. I mean, that can't not be a bug. That has to be a bug. I really hope that's a bug. Well, despite a few interesting bugs, everything does seem to be working properly. So you can see we've got a line of 3 blocks, and then we have a 3-block high line of 2 blocks right there. And this is where our TNT is going to be landing, exploding all of it. So, let's get to work on the TNT system itself then. And I think we can probably use something like this. In fact, this exact circuit right here should be absolutely perfect. So all we need to do is build that up. The only thing that I'm worried about is that the TNT won't be able to fall perfectly through here, because the idea is TNT falls through perfectly and explodes somewhere in the middle here, just in midair, and that will blow up all of the blocks and hopefully stop any blocks from being lost at all, because the last thing that we want is explosions to happen too early and to leave something like this going on where we get blocks sat on top like that, because that would be a huge loss of efficiency. Oh yeah, I am 100% making use of these brightly coloured walls. How have I not done this before? Alright, let's see how this goes then. Oh, yes! Well, that just drops straight through. Yep. That is spot on. That is exactly what we need. Right, I need to patch up this hole now. I totally haven't patched it up yet, but we also need to do all of the timings for this. Now, as far as I remember, it should be 4 ticks and then 2 ticks, and that there... Yep. That there is going to be the holding system. So if we actually activate this one, you can see that our TNT gets held up at the top there, and then it gets released and it explodes in midair, which is exactly what we want for this thing to function properly at full efficiency. So in theory, a lot of the redstone work is actually kind of done at this point in time. So now I've got to just get myself set up with a water item collection system type sort of thing. And then we can actually give this thing a test for the first time, which is nerve-wracking. But thankfully, of course, backups exist, and I've made a handful of them. So... Oh, I hate that. Okay. Oh, I mean... Is it blowing up any of the redstone? It seems to be far enough away. Ah! It's almost as if the game heard me. What happens if I kind of protect it a little bit with obsidian? Does this even work? I mean, can you protect things? I mean, it does seem to be protected. I mean, it makes sense that the explosion then wouldn't be able to get through the obsidian. Right, well, I'm going to watch this for quite some time and make sure that nothing breaks. But, I mean, in theory, that blast chamber seemed to function instantly. I mean, look how far back is knocked the wood. We have a bit of a situation in that the farm is a little bit too good. So you see, it blows up, but it blows up blocks that we don't want it to blow up yet. So yeah, we actually need to move this system a little bit further away. Once I'd fixed up that problem, I thought it would be a good idea to get a third-person perspective of me using the farm, and that's when I realised something. I placed the dispenser on a hopper, so all the items have just gradually been going out of the dispenser because there's a hopper under it. Obviously, that's been happening. So yeah, that's the funniest thing ever. I mean, if we activate this dispenser now, you can see that no, of course, the item count doesn't go down. It's been a long day. It's also been a long day because I totally forgot one of the golden rules of tree farming, and that is that you never fill in this area here with redstone, because this is some of the space that the oak tree actually checks when it's trying to grow, and if there is redstone there, then it takes a really long time for the oak tree to grow. So now that that's been removed, this is about 300% faster. I mean, to be honest with you, I was getting worried that this was a totally stupid design that was broken, but now it's actually quite quick. And I gotta say, I'm incredibly impressed with this. There's one flaw, which is the fact that the actual item pickup system haven't made it wide enough. It's only 5 blocks wide, whereas in reality it should be 7 blocks wide. But other than that, I mean, look how fast this thing is. So we are absolutely flying through trees, they're being pushed out, and then the TNT is doing a brilliant job at exploding all of the blocks landing in the water, pretty much, apart from the ones landing on the sides, but that's already been mentioned. So all of the items then run into the hoppers, and they gradually fill up the chest. I mean, it's such an easy way to get loads and loads of wood. You just have to stand there holding down the right-click button. You could be there all day long, planting in saplings, and you're going to get stacks upon stacks of stuff. Honestly, this is super cool. This is super, super cool. I mean, now that combined with the concrete powder converter that we've created, and also the cobblestone generator that we've created that could definitely be made faster as well. I mean, we're never going to have to mine anything again. This is brilliant. So I was tree farming there for about 2.5 minutes, and that's how much we've got. It's 2.5 minutes, and we've got near on 7 stacks. of oak wood. 2 minutes, 7 stacks of wood. Not bad in the slightest. I am absolutely chuffed to bits with this. Very, very cool. The only thing is obviously, you know, saplings. You'll need some other way to get saplings, but that's not the end of the world. And there is a half-decent sapling return system, even if a lot of them are being chucked out the sides. But yeah, all in all, really, really pleased with this. Super, super cool. And I really do hope that you enjoyed this redstone video. Of course, there will be a world download for this down in the description, as well as my concrete breaker, so you can check that out for yourselves. But anyway, if you have enjoyed, please sure to hit that like button. And if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later.